What's going on? How you doing?
Hey Leo, how you doing, man? I'm doing good.
Good, good. Welcome to Mile High Hotspur. My name is Leo Coys. I'm here with my homie Parker. How you doing, Parker? Everything going good? I like your crew cut.
Oh yeah, crew neck.
The crew neck,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah, man. I'm doing good. Just a little concerned after that last game, but we'll talk about it. So
Yeah, well, I mean, bro, let's dive right into it. A big shout out to George. George, thank you for tuning in, my man. Um, yeah, 1-0, dude. Not the best of results, that we would have thought. Definitely not something that we definitely not something I thought was gonna happen. I thought we were gonna struggle, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I was not predicting that scoreline. I thought there were going to be more goals scored. I think I predicted like 3-4, so I was way off. Yeah,
yeah,
it was a bit surprising how good Roma were. I was pretty shocked. They have a lot of good players. Um, a
they
lot of their
did, bro.
players play for
They,
the Italian national team. I mean, obviously Zaniolo, Spinazzola. Let's see, who else do they have? Pellegrini plays for the national team, and I think Cristante as well. So
yeah,
they have such a good squad. Um,
Roma is a good team, bro. We knew, we actually, I mean, we watched the game together. We know that it was gonna be a tough one. Um, yeah, so one thing I do want to say about the game is Roma by far was our hardest competition, our hardest opponent of all the preseason games that we've had. We kind of, we knew that Roma was going to be the one to give us a hard time, and likely so. Classic Mourinho got up one zip, then he
yeah.
parked the bus, which will
Yep.
definitely will a lot of what we're going to talk about today will be able to justify with these stats that we'll pull up here in a second. But yeah, so let's dive right into it, bro. What do you think of the lineup? Let me go ahead and pull up the lineup real quick. And
Yeah. Well, I was happy to see Basuma in there, Perisic, of course. So I think that this is probably going to be a starting 11 next week, next weekend. Um,
yeah,
One thing I could say, just starting off the bat, Poirier, uh, he does a job. Okay, he does a job, and that's taking the ball away from the defenders. But he does a lot of other things very poorly, in my opinion. Um, Shooting. I mean, he can pass the ball. He can pass the ball, but a lot of people can pass the ball. A lot of players can. He's just
yeah,
nothing special, in my opinion. I think we could do a lot better without him. He is good in defense, like I said, but I think what he tries to do is 80% defense, 20% offense, and I think he needs to even take it lower than that, even like 95% defense, 5% offense. Like just don't even go forward at all, in my opinion. Just stay back and just don't even try. It's just embarrassing.
yeah. Yeah, no, Hoiberg played a good ball over the top to the back
Yeah.
post with Kane and Matt Doherty both fighting to see
One
who's going to
time in 90 minutes though, he
Yeah,
played a
no, for
full
sure.
game. He played an entire game and he had one time and I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. That was a good pass there. He gave up the ball more times than not. So just it's not surprising when I look and I see Hoybier pass it to the other team. I'm just not surprised at this point anymore. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull up right now the lineup. Let me know if you see it right there,
okay.
Parker.
Yes.
Okay, so both teams, it looks like we both went with the 3-4-2-1. Mourinho playing that three in the back as well. Ibanez on the left side of that three, he got the goal, a header. From a set piece, definitely something that Spurs are lacking. As far as this lineup here that you see, is there anything that strikes a chord? I mean, is there anything there that you agree with? What do you disagree with? Who would you
With
have?
Roma's squad?
Well, I mean, just with our squad compared to their squad and going up against them, what
Well,
do you think? What could we have done differently, or what would you have done in this situation here?
can you take down the comment because it's blocking a lot of the lineup
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Let's see. Gotcha. Cool. So, okay, so they have the four midfields as well. I mean, it's hard to break down a Jose Mourinho team. He knows what he's doing. We obviously know what he's capable of doing and bringing to the team. And he likes to park the bus. What
Which he
I would
did.
have done, looking at this game, looking back at it in hindsight, we need to have an attacking midfielder. Doherty was one of the strongest players, I think. Giving us that attacking sense as well, but we're just lacking that mid. Look right behind Kane. There's nothing there, and that's kind of like where we need the ball to be a little bit. And I know Conte doesn't like that, but we're definitely missing a puzzle piece in that squad, and that's one of those attacking, creative midfielders to break down the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at this here and I think the same thing. If Kane is dropping back to fill that, I mean, to play that false nine or whatever,
Yeah.
fall back into a little deeper role, and then we have Heung-min Son and Kulusevski, kind of overlapping, pulling up ahead of him. It's not working. For me, it didn't work today. It hasn't worked, especially against a team that is well organized along the back. Jose Mourinho team is known for parking the bus, and let me just pull this up here real quick. This is going to show you exactly what I mean by Mourinho parking the bus and us not being able to pick that lock. So we've had 65% possession to Roma's 35. That's ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm. Most of that was in the second half, I think. But it's just
be it as it may. We had 10 shots on goals, or 10 shots, 0 shots on target. That's Nuno. That's Nuno ball there. That's unacceptable. 7 shots for Roma, 2 of them on target. We damn near doubled them in passes, dude. 602 to 326.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe we had 0 shots on target. I mean, we had some shots. I know a couple of them went over. Kane had I think a really bad miss with his left, which is kind of bad. But yeah, I mean, we had, like George said in the chat, we had a lot of penalty chances as well. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to.
Definitely. Sorry, go ahead, Parker.
Oh, sorry. But at the end of the day, we can't just rely on penalty. Yeah. But what were you saying about that, ref?
No, yeah, you're right, dude. And also too, just 1 second here. He was not blowing that whistle correct, man. Like, he was definitely not blowing that whistle correct at all, my man, at all. There was a few times when it could have, for the penalty for Kane going down, you know what I mean? Like, that was a penalty to me, and he ends up giving him the foul to Roma. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Yep. But I remember that. Yeah, that was just kind of frustrating when it just keeps going to the other side. Yeah, I mean, it seems a little desperate. We're trying to make fouls in the penalty box just to make something happen. It's kind of clear what we're missing. Just looking back at that game. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say. Kane, can you please stop taking free kicks?
I agree.
We know he has a lot of influence in the team, and which is why if he says I want to take this penalty, they're going to let him take it. He needs to back off, if you ask me, for the free kicks.
Yeah. Sonny taking him.
He's the only one I could think of right now, unless we get James Maddison. We need to just get James Maddison over the line and get him on the team. Take our free kicks, take our corners. Oh man, and then who knows what we can do after that? So
Yeah. Well, if you want, man, we have a special guest joining us for first time. If you wouldn't mind, I'm going to introduce him. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, there, Dermot. All right. Looks like he's ready. Parker, are you ready?
yeah, go ahead and bring him on.
All right. Let me go ahead and get rid of this comment so we can see you. What's going on, Dermot? How you doing, my man? Welcome to Mile High Hotspur. I'm Leo. This is my partner, Parker Coys. It's a pleasure to have you on here, Dermot. How you doing?
It's an absolute pleasure to be on here. I love watching you guys. You have a great channel. You do some really good stuff. So I'm really, it's a privilege to be here. So thanks for having me on.
Thank you, my man.
Thanks, Dermot.
Yeah.
Good words there. So what did you think of that game?
It's pre-season, so you can't really take a lot out of it. But it would have been nice to have a win. I would grant you that. Nice to get one over Jose, but Jose wanted to get one over us. How we treated him when we sacked him before Cup final. I thought Pericek, I thought Langley were brilliant. I thought Romero was just the boss again. Dyer and Sanchez, just please go. Just leave our club. I don't care what you do. I don't care. They're useless.
You said Dyer and Sanchez? Sorry, Dermot, didn't mean to cut you off, but Dyer. Yeah.
Sanchez, first game, tries to act like he's Bruce Lee doing a karate kick in the first game against the K-League. And then Dyer, well, he just doesn't know what he's doing. As a friend of mine said in his show tonight, you should get him a job as a translator somewhere working for the Home Office. I think...
Ouch.
I mean, you guys have been watching Spurs a lot. How many more times are these two guys are going to let us down? Mm-hmm. If you're going for a major cup final,
Good point.
You got Sanchez got turned over by a farmer. You got Dyer, who for one good season has been absolutely inconsistent with his performances. Mm-hmm. I think with Romero, Langley, and Davis, I think you've got a great back three there. But if we can get in the player from Fiorentina, I think you would have an amazing back three.
Yeah.
And just have one of them as a backup.
And yeah, because there's going to be some sort of there's going to be injuries, there's going to be suspensions and stuff, and this is going to be a long, tough season. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't even want Sanchez, or I don't even know if Dyer. I mean, I want Dyer to play, but Sanchez as a backup just kind of scares me even too.
Sorry, Leo. Sorry, I interrupted you, sir. Sorry.
No, you're our guest, my man. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if you guys thought. I thought Sanchez had a good game tonight, actually, for the first half. I thought he didn't do too bad, but I don't know how you two feel. How do you two feel when you see Sanchez and Dyer named on the team sheet, especially Sanchez? My heart sinks a bit because you know there's going to be a mistake.
There's going to be at least one goal in. We can't seem to get a clean sheet with those guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the thing about and I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of Spurs fans, and I say this continuously. Dyer has his spot. One, because we don't have anybody better to fill it, but also two, a lot of Spurs fans, in my opinion, because I'm one of those Spurs fans, so I can speak from my opinion is I love Eric Dyer, but that's not enough. No. That doesn't mean you get to be our starting center back because I love Eric Dyer. I'm used to seeing Eric Dyer, we just need somebody that's gonna say, have a seat on the bench, Eric. You know what I mean? It's time for somebody else to really show their talent. And until we get that person, by default, it's Eric Dyer. By default, it's his position. So,
right now he's kind of the top of the pecking order there.
Yeah, and he is. He is, rightly so. He's got that spot because there's really nobody there to really take it. I remember last season Conte saying that Rodon was his replacement, and even when he was out, he wasn't in the. It wasn't in the. Rodon wouldn't come on, so that just goes to show, who else does he trust in that position? It's inconsistencies. Inconsistencies play a big part in Davinson Sanchez's game too. Just like today, he was really good, but then you have that game against the K League where he was shit. So.
Yeah, inconsistencies is just too much, especially with Sanchez as well. Like Rangers, he was not good enough. And then today, he did a little better, I believe. He made a tackle against Abraham that I think could have been a goal. So Sanchez did a little better this game compared to Rangers. But I mean, go ahead, Dermot.
I was going to say, sorry, I didn't interrupt. Do you guys feel that Longley and Davis would be a better combination to get that play who we're in for apparently from Fiorentina?
Langley playing in the center?
Yeah, and have Davis playing on the left like he does for Wales. How would you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's worth a shot. That's actually a good point there. I don't, Parker, I don't know how sold you are on Clement Langley. I know we had better aspirations of players coming in, and we got Clement Langley. But I mean, being that is how it is, and that's our only option. How do you feel about that, Parker? About maybe, I mean, so Dermot, you're saying to take Dyer out and put Langley in his spot, and then have Davies occupy his left center back row.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come to a point where either the fans are saying something, or Conte is going to see what's going on. It all depends. Clement Langley has been with us for not even a month yet, so in training, maybe Conte will end up seeing something, and yeah, I mean, everybody's position at the end of the day is always up for grabs, if I'm not mistaken, right? So
yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, I can go back to when we had decent players like, you had Graham Roberts, you had Paul Miller, you had like Steve Perriman, you had Darren Goff, you had Gary Mabbott, all great defenders that will put their life on the line for the club and for the team. With Dyer, I don't know if you lads agree, but with Dyer, he's always turning his back to the ball, and for me, I don't like seeing that in the player, and I just I think I've just lost my patience with them. I think both of them. I think I've seen it too long now, and I've just lost my patience with them.
I kind of compared like what Liverpool did in like 2018, where they replaced their goalkeeper, they got Alisson, and then they got Van Dijk, and how much of a difference that made. What do you think about Lloris? I know he's kind of he's turning into a club legend, if you will, but I don't know. Do you think there are better goalkeepers out there that we could kind of improve our squad with and get another center back to just even better improve our back line?
I do. I think there is better goalkeepers out there, but Hugo he's been at the club now for nearly 10 years, and I think you really do. I think he's got us out of the hole a few times. You can question his kicking. He's not the greatest kicking out the ball, and I mean, we'll all admit that. But I think by bringing in Fraser Foster this year, I think it's given us more of a backup in that department. And I think he's also Premier League proven. So if he needs to come on for the cup games, or for the early FA Cup or League Cup games, or even the league game, or even the Champions League game, we know we've got somebody who's proven. I would like to get Dean Henderson in, personally, myself. I think he's a young, good goalkeeper. I think he'd be a good shout. I think there's loads of good goalkeepers out there, but I think Dean Henderson for me would be a shout to bring him in.
Yeah, is he? I know he was at Manchester United for a little bit. Where is he now?
I think he's. I have a funny feeling. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know where he's gone. To be fair.
Do you want to bring that up, Leo? On the. Bring it up on the chat.
I don't really watch Manchester United players.
Nah.
He's
Would you take Ronaldo, you two, if he came available?
He's at Nottingham Forest right now. Ronaldo, this I know we're probably gonna get some stick for this. I would take him. I wouldn't take him on his wages right now.
No,
He would have to basically come and almost play for free, if you ask me.
Oh, he's
At
not
this
going to do
point,
that.
because I know, but in a hypothetical situation, and I'm not saying for free, but he definitely have to come on with like with a major pay cut. Manchester United is going to have to pay a lot of that those wages, if you ask me. But Dermot, would you not take Cristiano Ronaldo? Be real.
I would love to see Daniel Levy's face when he sees that contract across the table. He'd probably end up having a damn right heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, let's just say all money aside, and let's say money wasn't an issue.
I'd take him for a season. I would.
He'd have to get a new number.
Give him any number. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, for free kicks alone, I'd just take him for that. I mean, there's your free kick taker. Just if there's a free kick, just bring him on.
I want Maddison for that.
See, I love Maddison. I really do. I think he's a brilliant player, and I've been a big admirer of Maddison for a few years. Lampy as well. I'm a big admirer of Lampy for right back.
Yeah.
But Maddison for me, we should just go to Leicester now and just give him. Look, what do you want? We'll pay you what you want.
Yeah. And just swap Winks out too. Just give him Winks and maybe because I know they just rejected, I think, a $40 million offer. At least that's what I read. So
they did.
Give him Winks, maybe add another 10 and just get it done.
Well, I'd add him Winks and the mysteries player. That's what I give Leicester, and just send Don Bellier up there, just as a mystery player.
Yeah, and you could tell him it could be a Zonk or it could be a Heung-min Son. It's up to you.
Take the mystery prize.
Yeah. It could be a Zonk, or you could be on that trip to Cancun, baby.
Yeah. How do you two guys feel about Don Bellier? How are we going to get rid of him? How would you just cut his losses? Just say, look, we're going to cancel your contract. Just get out of here.
You want my honest opinion, Dermot?
Yeah,
and this is just a shot in the dark. I'd lock him in a room. I'd lock him in a room with Yaya Toure, and I'll let him out until he figured something out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love to be in a fly on the wall for that one.
Yeah, like, hey, Yaya Toure, you want to be a coach, man? I got your first objective right here. Yeah. Here's this guy named Tanguy Ndombele. You heard of him? He's our record signing.
Yeah.
I would actually send him to somewhere like South Korea. Just put him there and just say, if you walk 200 yards that way, you'll find the best McDonald's ever. And just let him walk over the border.
Well, his bins are full of fast food, aren't they? That's what I've heard before in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
He likes his KFC, Parker.
He does.
Interesting.
What would you do with Tanguy Ndombele? Let's just say Parker's playing Daniel Levy for a day, and you have the right to do whatever you want with Tanguy. What do you do with him? Do you ship him out? Do you just?
I just wait, especially for our top, most expensive signing of all time. I'm gonna wait until
you still have
find the right price.
He's gonna come through,
and if he doesn't play, I don't care. But we're gonna wait for the right price. That's what I would do.
He's costing us. He's costing us, I think, $500,000 or something around about that. I think somebody told me.
No way!
A month or something like that. Yeah. He's on big money.
You're right. We do need to just get rid of him then.
No, bro, we need to get rid of Ndombele. But the thing is who wants him, man? Leon didn't even want to make that loan permanent because he was rubbish, bro. Rubbish. He's just not motivated. I mean, I don't know the guy's background, you know what I mean? But I can see how a person that, let's just say a hypothetical situation, a guy that comes from nothing ends up becoming a baller, making all this money, signs for an X amount of dollars or pounds, if you will, and then you lose motivation. You lose motivation.
I think it was a lot with the players with Dele Alli and all them players when they got big contracts after we lost the league against Leicester. I think they all started getting big contracts. And I think the motivation for them was, the motivation has gone. But we need to do something.
Yeah, I agree. We have too many
think,
players that aren't leaving the squad, and they just
Yeah.
need to go.
why is that happening, man? Especially at our club, it seems to be like just it's either Levy does not want to get rid of him because he's waiting for a top dollar, let's say like a Modric, like a Bale, like a Berbatov. And then we have people like this that are just like a Danny Rose. You guys remember Danny Rose a couple of years was like, I'm not leaving. I'm getting paid good money. I'm not leaving.
I mean,
why?
We all watched the documentary when he thought he was going to AC Milan or Juventus or Real Madrid.
Yeah,
and
when Tanganga came in. Yeah.
The look on his face was, Parker, was, you're going to Newcastle. They were right. Okay. Oh man. Winks for me is another player that gets up my nose. That fella is useless.
The only reason we have him is because he's homegrown. That's the only reason right now at this point. He's homegrown. It gives us an extra player, and let's just get rid of him and keep Tanganga, if you ask me. That's my opinion. I love Tanganga.
George says Winks should have been sold 3 or 4 years ago.
Say it again?
Jaffa's supposed to be going to AC Milan, isn't he?
Yeah,
just
I think
loan?
just
is that a straight loan?
Yeah, I hope so. We got to keep him. I love the guy.
Yeah, he done for me. He done well in his debut against Liverpool. I think he's just got injuries and he hasn't had the chance in the side. But I wish him all the best, whatever he does. I mean, if he does go, I think him going to Italy is a big thing for him. I think he would flourish as a person and as a footballer as well. I think the Italian league may suit him. And I think we'll want to put a buyback clause in that as well. So if they do buy them, that we can buy him back. But I think him going to Italy be an ideal move for him. But I wish him all the best. Development.
Yeah. I saw somewhere a Conte comment saying that I think it said we can work together for many, many years or something. Did you guys read that?
Yeah, where he was talking about the young kids coming up to the academy and everybody coming up.
Yeah, that's promising. That's a good comment
Parker,
to hear. I like that.
Parker, I tell you, bro, this could be the club that he stays at for a long time. A long time. I mean, maybe like 4 or 5 years. I mean, even 7. God, let's just keep him for the rest of my life. I'm okay with that. But
Conte till I die. You should change, Dermot. You should change your.
Conte till I die. I mean, I've seen some managers over the years. I mean, I don't know how long you two have been supporting Tottenham, but I've been supporting Spurs. Oh God, I went to my first game in '81, and I was 4.
Ozzy and Villa.
Yeah, I went to the 8-1 Cup final at 4 years old, and all I can remember is just nose at old Wembley. I mean, we've had managers like Christian Gross. I mean, that was just bizarre. Believe me. And we've had bad managers over the years. And Tottenham's been a club that it's been done on like the Bill Nick way or the Keith Birkinshaw way. The Bill Nick way was you play for the fans. The fans are your bosses. You play for them. Keith Birkinshaw, the same sort of mould. And we've lost our way. With Conte, I think we're back to that Bill Nick type player, and I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited since the 80s. And that's for me. And for me, Conte's like Bill Nicholson and Keith Birkinshaw. It's that same sort of era. Aura,
revelation.
You know
he's creating a revelation. So
he's doing it in his own way. He's making the club. He's building the house in his own image. Yeah. And I think that's something special.
I really want us to get rid of that Spursy title that a lot of people give us.
Do you know what? I agree with you, but I've never thought of this as Spursy. And maybe it's just because I'm an older fan. I think that's sort of a younger generation thing that was Spursy.
Yeah, it is.
I just
the last
think,
14 years or so.
Yeah. I think it's an easy thing just to put I'm Spursy. I think personally, we've been unlucky. We've been unlucky with managers. We haven't. Levy, with his faults, have not bought the players when we needed buying them. But I give him credit this summer. He's put his money where his mouth is, and he's bought players apart from Spence. He's bought players that Conte's wanted. And Paratici for me is a don. There is no way out of it. Paratici is a god.
Yeah.
And for what he's done, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, we're lucky to have him. Leo.
Hey Parker. So the other day I was tuning into Dermot and Ellie's. They had a show talking about the financial aspects of Tottenham over the last decades. They went over different owners, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dermot? That was one hell of a history class. One hell of a history class, man.
Oh man, I wish I could have saw that.
Well, go. Yeah, so go when you have some time. Go to Tottenham Till I Die. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
THFC Tottenham Till I Die.
It's THFC Till I Die. It's called The Rise and Fall of Tottenham Hotspur between 81 and 91. Just to give you a Parker, I'll give you just a quick recap if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Spurs have been owned by three families since 1892 up to 1982 by the Richardson, Wales, and the Burnham family. And we were building the new West Stand of the old White Hart Lane. We went into debt for $5 million for that. So Ivan Scholar, who was then with another fellow, I can't think of his name at the moment, bought all the shares up and basically took over the club. And their attitude was, it was around that time, it was like we had, at the time in England, had Maggie Thatcher as Prime Minister in England. And it was like, spend, you have to spend. And they were spending money left, right and centre. To put it all into a nutshell, to put his £8 million into debt. We were close to going to the wall. We had players like Paul Gascoigne, who was sold to Lazio just to cover some of the debt. He then got injured in the 91 Cup final. And we really were a few hours of going to the wall, of Million Bank just calling the debt and closing us. Alan Sugar came in with Terry Venables, who was our manager, who won the FA Cup in 91. With Alan Sugar, bought the club out from Scholar, saved the club, and then he was our chairman for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Had some bizarre managers under him, but bought the likes of Jurgen Klinsmann, kept the same philosophy. He did put his money where his mouth was. He didn't do a lot of things right, but one thing, he saved our club. And we wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for him. We wouldn't be talking now on your brilliant channel. I wouldn't have my channel, some of the other channels as well. And then we've had Levy, but we really were, we were spending money willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And we just buying companies.
It wasn't responsible.
Buying companies, buying a knitwear company. We could have bought a decent defender, but we're buying a knitwear company for women. And
one quick fact, Parker. Did you know that Tottenham Hotspur was the first team to go on the London Stock Exchange?
No, I did not.
That's something I learned on his channel.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot today, actually. I learned Bob Marley was a Tottenham supporter.
Yeah, we were the first club to go onto the stock exchange in '83. I think it was quite successful. It's Philip Brady, who's our other co-host on the channel. That man's got a wealth of knowledge. He's I can listen to that man all day. So people just buying shares just for having shares in Tottenham Hotspur. It was a great thing, but being a Spurs fan, I think it's like being a Spurs fan is the best thing you can do. It's like having another family, if you know what I mean. You got your own family, you got your partner, your wife, and your children. But Spurs is that
Tottenham
other family.
comes first, baby. But Tottenham comes
you're
first.
You're speaking facts, Dermot.
Tottenham comes first.
Huh?
I said you're speaking facts. I love it.
Yeah.
Tottenham family, man. Yeah.
Family comes first, then Tottenham. Sorry, Leo. I have to disagree with you. As much as I love my club, family comes first.
Here in my household, my wife, she like gets pissed off when I say like, "Hey, Spurs play today. I'm canceling every plan that I have. I'm going to the pub with my mates. I'm watching the game. If we win, I might go and join you. If we lose, I'm gonna come home and pout."
Yeah, well, I'm very lucky. I actually watch it with my other half. She watches the matches with me, so I'm very lucky.
That's
Oh,
dope,
that
man.
is
That's
lucky. My
awesome.
girlfriend
Yeah.
hates football.
Well,
Uh,
my fiance, she never watched football until she met me, until I actually got her watching some Tottenham games. So
there you go.
I'm
Nice.
slowly
That's
turning
good,
her
man.
into a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
My wife likes football, but she's my wife's from Mexico and she likes La Liga. And so she follows Rayados de Monterrey, and I'm just like, man, they're toys compared to Premier League teams, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you for kicking some straight knowledge, Dermot. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I know. I tell you, I love this channel. I really do. I think it's a brilliant young channel. I think I've watched some of your other shows, and they're really good, and I'm really enjoying it, and I enjoy coming on. I'm having a blast tonight. I really am.
Yeah, thank you. We just started, so there's still a lot to go. We have a lot of ideas and stuff, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know too, I
appreciate
mean,
it.
I don't know how much you know about us. We both live here in Denver, Colorado. We're both part of Colorado Spurs, official fan club. And so that's actually how Parker and I met. You know, was it your birthday that we met, Parker, or did we already meet before then?
I think we had met one time before then, but the game against Everton this year, the 5-0 win was kind of like where we really kind of connected. My birthday. You bought me a pint, and yeah, that was a good game.
A few pints. We got good that day, man. It was 5-0, man. You can't just drink a pint.
Yeah, I called off that day from work.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like, you know, it's always nice to hear people, you know, like history classes like that, you know, from people like yourself, because I've been a fan since 2010. Parker's been since 2011, 2012-ish. And so all we know is the Enoch era. We know Daniel Levy, you know, we know his we know the way the club's been run recently, and so it's always nice to hear from an old timer. Sorry, I'm calling you an old timer, but an old timer like yourself, brother.
What did they call us when we were supposed to go into the Super League? What were they calling us fans? The older fans, legacy fans, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking, right? Okay, I'm not that old.
No, but you have a wealth of knowledge, man, and that's always appreciated, you know. And so it's always, I enjoy the history classes, you know. That's why I really liked your show the other day, and I tuned in for a good chunk of it. Sometimes
I wanted to show you my book whenever.
Go ahead.
So I have like the history of Tottenham Hotspur. It's like the biography of it. There's a lot to read here.
Yeah.
I haven't really got into it yet, but definitely plan on like actually knowing our history, you know, from front to back. And this starts from the very beginning. Well,
it's Spurs' birthday coming up on the 5th of September. They'll be 140 years old this year, and we're doing a special Tottenham history show from the start to the finish. I tell you one thing: I've been to the new stadium, but I goddamn miss White Hart Lane. I really do.
I'm sad I was never able to make it.
Yeah, I've never been to that side of the world. No. I've seen Tottenham play here in the United States twice, and actually, just real quick, yesterday was July 29th. July 29th, 2015, Tottenham Hotspur played here in Denver, Colorado against the MLS All-Stars. I don't know if you remember that match or not, Dermot, but that morning I woke up and I told my then girlfriend, hey, get your ass up. We're going downtown. We're going to get married. And come in the evening time, we're going to go watch the Spurs play. And so my wife and I went downtown. We got married that very day. We went to Dick's Sporting Goods Park, which is the Rapids home park where Tottenham played. And we watched the game. I often joke, you know, I love my wife to death, but I often joke that was the best and worst day of my life.
That's harsh. That's very harsh.
Oh, but it's all love. It's all love, Dermot.
And you're still living. And you're still living by saying that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. You know, that just goes to show, you know. Yeah, just barely. Trust me, I gotta dodge a bunch of frying pans every once in a while, but well, yeah.
Believe me,
So
I'm
I
not
have,
really surprised.
yeah. So I have a picture. My wife and I are right there, right on the corner. With our marriage certificate, we're both draped up. One thing, my wife, I could definitely shout out is. When she goes with me to the pub, she puts on jerseys, she puts on her scarves, and she goes and roots for the lads just like I do. And so that day, she was definitely, wholeheartedly a Spurs fan. And we have a little girl together. She'll be 5, and she chants. I teach her all the chants. She sings with me all the time. I'll sometimes just be doing something at home, and then I hear my little girl walking about and coming up, and then she's sitting there. Oh, when the Spurs go marching in. So, if I may say another story real quick, now that we're doing history stuff. When my wife was pregnant with her, every day I would chant. I would sing her songs. I would sing the Dele Ali song. I would sing the Erickson song. I would sing the Harry Kane song. I'd sing Everywhere We Go, Everywhere We Go. I sang all the chants to my little girl. And the first time, right when she was born, they gave her to her mom. And her mom said, "Here, take her." And I still remember the feeling of my daughter just being like really just scared. I mean, she was fresh out, scared, not knowing what was going on. And I started singing, "We've got Ali, Dele Ali." And I just remember her whole body just like relaxed and laid on my chest. And if you could see it, it makes the hair on my arm stand up because
I say it would. I say it would.
Yeah, and also too, I remember the first time when I was actually taking my little girl on a walk, and I was pushing her in some little stroller, and out of nowhere she starts singing, "Oh, when the Spurs," on her own. That was the first time she started singing that song on her own. And so yeah, in my household, man, even extended household, by my mom's house with my brothers, they know that I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan to death. Growing up as a kid, I grew up in poverty, on the wrong side of town, and we managed to get out of that lifestyle. And thankfully, Tottenham to me has always been an out. How do you call it? Like
An outlet.
An outlet for a lot of aspects of my life. I've dealt with addiction in my life before, and Tottenham Hotspur has helped me get out of that. I was in gangs when I was a younger kid, and I don't ever, honestly, I never talked to anybody about this because it's this is all public. This could one day come back to haunt me or something like that. So that's why I never talk about it. But it's my story, and like sometimes I feel like it deserves to be told. I grew up, like I said, on the wrong side of town. I wore red all my life growing up. When I got out of my gang, naturally, I wanted to become a gooner. I'm not gonna lie. I either wanted to be a Liverpool fan or I was gonna be a gooner because of the red. And I tell myself I'm trying to change my life and I'm trying to go a different way. And I watch a game and I just see Rafael van der Vaart and Crouchy, and I fell in love with them playing ever since. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, that's Tottenham for me. That's Tottenham for my family. And that's why I'm a Tottenham fan. And that's why this is my one and only club. And I'll never change it.
That's great. I mean, I love your shirt, by the way, and your jumper as well. You've got a cool jumper. But I love the shirt. That's the shirt we wore in the 91 FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal.
Yep. Yeah, I like to get a different kits. I have the 88, the 86, the 87, 88. I was born in 87, so I mean that's why I got this. That's why I got this logo here tattooed, because it's that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually the tattoo Ellie was talking to you about on when you guys just had your stream. So yeah. Parker, what's up, man? Now that we're diving deep into our past, why are you a Spurs fan, bro?
Oh, Spurs. So let's see. So my brother started watching football, and he chose Chelsea just because he didn't know any other teams. We're from America, and that's kind of like most people just know who Chelsea are. So he started watching them, and I was watching them with him, and I just didn't. I didn't feel like it was right. It didn't really fit my personality, just the way the club was run. I didn't really like, following the team that was the most popular team too. I kind of wanted to like choose my own thing and find a team that was more me. After watching that first season and I just didn't have a good feeling about Chelsea, and I remember just watching Bale. So yeah, it made sense for me. I like kind of watching the underdog kind of thing. So,
and that would have been a great season to start watching Spurs. Was that Gareth Bale's last season, or did you have 2 seasons?
It was the season before that.
Okay, so that was when he was coming to his. I mean, that was when he was really making a name for himself, right?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
But yeah, that's just I don't have like that important of a history like you do, or that good of a story, but
no, every Spurs story is important. Every reason why we become Spurs fans is special.
Yeah.
So your story is just as important as Leo's story.
And this is the only club that I've ever liked, and I'm ever going to like. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't follow Real Madrid and other teams, Juventus, and I don't have like 3 favorite teams. Like, no, it's just Spurs. I don't follow any other sports, any other teams. It's all Spurs. So
yeah. I mean, I was born in '77, so I was born the year we got relegated. Started supporting Spurs since I can remember. I was adopted, so my mother left Ireland, went over to Tottenham, and I was actually born in Tottenham. So
Nice.
I was actually born where my hospital is. I think Ellie can confirm this. I think it's about a 15 or a 20, 25-minute walk from White Hart Lane.
Wow.
So I've been a Spurs fan all my life. See us through the good times, the bad times. The Ozzy Ardiles years when he was manager at the famous 5, when we bought Jurgen Klinsmann and players like that. I've been very blessed to see players like Glenn Hoddle and Klinsmann, Gary Lineker play for us. And also been very annoyed at seeing who we have, some of the teams. But Spurs is the only team for me, and always will be the only team for me. I follow.
Do you follow any other leagues?
I do. I follow Celtic in Scotland. Always have done. Okay. So being Irish, that's the only sport one team in Scotland. That's Celtic. I do follow. I don't support any team in La Liga, but I do watch a lot of Spanish football. I do like watching Italian football. Some of their games is good. I find the French league very boring.
Yeah, I like Bundesliga actually.
Yeah. I only started watching that last season, the Bundesliga, and I really enjoyed it.
I really like it. That's my second favorite league.
Yeah, I must admit, I thought I like watching Bayern Munich play. I think they're a great team, but I don't know much about the other teams in Germany, so I will look into it more. And also, apart from football, I love my Formula One, so I love that as well. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so how do you guys feel about the World Cup coming up now? You're in the same group as England.
Yeah, just real quick, I wanted to say, I want to shout out George. He said he's raised by his grandparents in Tottenham and taken to Spurs by his uncles, and the rest is history. I just wanted to share his story too, because he's sitting here listening to ours. So, yeah, George, big up. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know how life is in Tottenham. From what I hear is, I mean, and this is just from my like understanding, is some parts of Tottenham are rough. Is that not correct?
It is. I mean, I went back there last year. Group of us, there was a few of us on YouTube channel. So we've got. See, when the pandemic started, I was never doing any YouTubing, and the pandemic started, and I started watching this man called Dave Harris who does the Irish Hotspur. You're in the group as well. You two lads are. And I got talking to Dave, and Dave's become a very close friend since then. And he gave me my break in YouTube, and he gave me the confidence to do my own channel. And him and Jack Konecki, and Dave, Philip Brady, Ollie, a few lads that from the groups as well, went over to the Wolves game last February. And I used to go to Tottenham a lot, and Tottenham was always very run down. And believe me, it hasn't changed. It's still really run down. And it's sad because it's run down, but they've got this magnificent stadium there. It's out. It's like a spaceship. It's out of this world. It is
absolutely gorgeous.
I still miss White Hart Lane. I still miss. For me, I've always said I'd rather have White Hart Lane and a decent side to win the league. But I can understand why you had to build a new stadium. It is magnificent. But yes, summer Tottenham is pretty run down, and it's sad to see. It really is. But it's just not the councils or the governments of their time putting the money in where the money should be put into, and see a lot of homelessness, and it's just really sad. It's just really, really heartbreaking. But Tottenham will always be close. I was born there, so it would always be close to my heart. But it's the team I support, but it is rough. It is. I wouldn't say it's rougher than like South London or East London, but I think it's just as rough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. I'm just curious to know, because one day I will be there, and one day I will be walking the streets there, and I will be going and getting some food, and I will be going to the pubs, and I will be going to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So it's kind of always just good to see what's.
Yeah, we got to do the tour, Leo.
There's two places if you two do go. There's a pie and mash club just opposite the club shop. It does brilliant pie and mash in there. I had pie and mash when I went over there for every top notch.
You have to explain to us what that is. I know a lot of people out there eat pie, but what exactly is that? What you're saying?
Pie's like a normal pie, like a steak pie or chicken and pie, but it's just with mashed potatoes and a bit of gravy.
Okay.
So it is lovely. But you would love it over there. You will love it over there.
Yeah, I know. I have a feeling when I go, I'm just gonna never want to come back.
Oh my god! Dude,
I love football so much.
One thing to do is video. I did it on my channel, but you two should do it as well. Video yourself walking up the steps, and just hear your reaction. My first reaction was, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" That was my first.
I'm gonna cry, dude. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, that was my first reaction when I walked up the steps. It was like, "Oh my god!" But you should video it because I'm glad I did. Because I can look back at it now and it's just something to behold. It really is.
I'm gonna need to have somebody record me walking up the steps because I'm gonna have like Bambi legs. Can you imagine like Bambi with his flimsy legs? That's gonna be me like trying to walk up the steps just in tears.
That was my nickname for Sanchez last year, Bambi on Ice. That's what I nicknamed him.
Bambi on Ice. It's funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be me, man.
Who do you think is gonna be the unlikely hero this year?
Oh, that's a good one.
Unlikely.
Emerson.
That's a good shout, man. I mean, that's possible. He's been, excuse me, but he's been shit for a long time. So if he comes to, he's going to be a breakout star.
But believe me, I've been his biggest critic since last season.
Yeah.
Big up, sir. And he's warming on me. For some reason, I don't know because I play him, I do my own career mode on the channel on FIFA. And he does everything you want him to do on FIFA. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a better right wing back. I mean, he's excellent. But he's just warming to me. I think it's because what happened to him in Brazil where he was attacked. And I think after that, he was just starting. There's my perfect co-host. I could not run the show with that lady. She is a diamond.
Awesome.
She's my she's the social media queen of our channel. Ellie is.
Yeah, and she's awfully friendly, man. She's awfully nice, like she in the chat, she's very active. In the WhatsApp group, she's active. She's definitely here to help your channel, help my channel, help his channel, and his channel, so
Ellie's one of the nicest people you ever wish to meet. She really is. And I love working with Ellie because I could say, especially with the women's side as well, we were talking about that for the end of the night because her team, England, are in the European Championships final tomorrow against Germany. So
I need to watch that.
Ellie is actually an ex-professional footballer for the Spurs women's side.
Yep.
So she was one of the first Spurs ladies back in the day. So I was speaking to Ellie off screen. She spoke about it times, and Ellie knows what she talks about football because she's an ex-player herself. So, but Ellie, she's a diamond. She really is. She's a lovely, lovely lady.
Yeah, for sure. Big up, Ellie. Yeah, and she told me she wasn't going to be able to come on because everybody's asleep. Understandable. Dermot, we appreciate you even being here. I don't know what time it is over there.
It's coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning, so I won't be on too much longer, lads. But
we appreciate you being on, man.
I have to get you two lads to come onto the channel.
Whenever
we would love that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that's just difficult. It's just the big gap in time difference there, and it's like when you guys are on your full
what
stroke.
Time is it in you? What time is it in Denver?
It's about to be 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm 7 out. We're 7 hours behind UK time.
Well, Izan, who does our stats and everything, he lives in Canada.
Yeah.
So we have. You do have to do shows round him, but Izan again he's another genius. He's a young lad. He really is. What that fella does know about players is nobody knows.
He knows his history too, because he was on that show with you guys too.
Yeah, see, Izan brings a youthful eye to our history. It's always great. Izan is brilliant because he's very Izan's like old head on young shoulders. He's very I can listen to Izan for hours on football. What he does know about football it's unbelievable. I mean, he knows everything. He's very clever. He's very smart. But it's great seeing it through his eyes because he does come up with different ideas or different answers that even I didn't think of, or Ellie or Philip didn't think of, or Mark didn't think of. So, Izan he's a smart kid. He really is a smart kid.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, Dermot, just while we still have you here, before we got off, you were asking us about the group, the World Cup groups.
I don't know how you two feel about the World Cup, and how do you feel that's going to impact our season with the World Cup coming in November?
Who wants to go first, Leo?
Yeah, I'll go first, bro. Yeah, of course. I'm not a follower of the USMNT team. I'm not a follower of El Tri, which is the Mexican national team. It might surprise you to know that I'm actually I'm an England supporter. I support the English team. And that's just because of my love for Tottenham Hotspur. Not too long back when Tottenham was the whole core, the spine of that English team, I guess I switched allegiances and I went from being a Mexican fan to then being an English fan, and so I support the English team. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. It's definitely a tough group because from what I hear and see, the US is starting to punch above its weight. And, they're holding their own. I think England can make it out of the group. England, for me, is favorites to win the whole thing just because I'm biased and I want my team to win. But I think Parker and I talked about it before. Argentina is a good shout, to maybe do it.
Yeah.
A tournament is a tournament, and anybody could win the tournament at the end of the tournament. So you just got to hope that your team is the one that wins, So, yeah, and as far as it being mid-season, I think that's just strange. It made for a shitty summer, right, Parker?
Yeah.
It made for just
it's bad all around. I'm not a fan of it.
This summer was boring without having the World Cup.
It's going to be a major disadvantage to our club. We have a lot of players that are going internationally. Davies over there in Wales as well, like not just the English team, but Romero is going over there to Argentina, and it's just extra games that it's just gonna, it's gonna make us tired. I know a lot of other teams in the Premier League don't have as many players that are going internationally, so they're gonna be able to rest while we're gonna be out there playing in 90-degree heat in November. It could definitely be I mean, for the big clubs, I think it's a disadvantage. I think some of the lower clubs, I think it might actually help them to get a little bit of a rest there in the middle. So I don't think it's going to be good for the club, our club specifically. But as for like their own careers, obviously it's good for them. We just have a lot of international players that could hurt our team, especially right before Christmas time.
I have to agree with you, but I also agree with Leo. I think Argentina is a great shout for the World Cup. I really do. I think Argentina, Brazil. I'd be back in Argentina because Ireland are not there, so I have to pick a team. So we're going to follow Canada because Izan's from Canada, so we'll be supporting Canada. But my personal pick, I think I'd be Argentina or Brazil for the World Cup.
I want to see Messi win.
Yeah, you can never count out the Germans either. So you can never.
They have that mentality, that higher mentality.
Yeah.
Dermot, one quick question: Cristiano Ronaldo or Leo Messi?
I have to go for Messi. Because he reminds me a little bit of Maradona. And I remember Maradona as a kid growing up. He was my footballing hero. Diego Maradona was. I mean, the 86 World
80s.
Cup. Me and Mark have this standing joke. I say he never hit the ball with his hand. He just come off the top of his hair and do you know what I mean? He just touched it with his hair, and we have that standing joke. Me and Mark did a show on Pele versus Maradona, who was the greatest ever South American World Cup player. And he went for Pele, I went for Maradona, Argentina. And Messi reminds me of Maradona. And I think Messi to be even greater than Maradona has to win the World Cup.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Maradona looks awfully good, and he looked awfully good in a Spurs kit, though, right?
He did. That was Ozzy Idealist's testimonial back in 1986. That game is actually on YouTube, believe it or not.
Is it?
Interesting. I gotta watch that.
In the early days of, we used to be called Tantrum Gold in the early days, and so we used to show a lot of the old matches. We used to do watch-alongs to the World Cup finals, and that. So we watched a load of old matches, but I think my favourite match I ever watched was the '63 Cupman's Cup final when we beat Atletico Madrid 5-1. I think
is that the equivalent of a Champions League final today?
Yeah, that it seemed back in the day they had three major European trophies: the European Cup, which is the Champions League. You had the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League, and say the Cupman's Cup is like the Conference League.
Oh, okay.
But if you won the FA Cup, you qualified for the Cupman's Cup.
Right.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
And then if you won the league, only one team went into the European Cup, which was the league champions.
Oh, okay.
And then every other team, I think from second to fifth, qualified for the UEFA Cup. Back in the day.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think the Champions League should be only for the champions of your league. I don't think every team should go into it. I think it should be just the champions go into the Champions League or the old European Cup. But I'm an old fan, so I I'm probably going back to. But going back to what I prefer.
Ali, I just want to comment to Ali. You missed a hell of a conversation about like a half hour ago. To this exact question here.
We just talked about that.
Yeah. So I mean, Ali, if you wouldn't mind, just after we're done here, just go back and watch it. You'll hear a story as to that I don't tell people. So Dermot actually got an exclusive here with me today. So
very honored.
yeah, if you really want to know, you could go back and watch it back. I won't bore you guys with the story again, but yeah, definitely check it out, Ali, and let me know what you think. Parker went over why he supports. I went over why, and we've been listening to Dermot here, and still getting history class. I love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But well, I mean, Dermot, it was definitely a pleasure having you on, my man. You are more
Yes,
than
sir.
welcome whenever you want,
Yeah,
and whenever
definitely.
you like.
I love coming on, and please, everyone in the chat, like and subscribe and hit the notification for these lads to do a brilliant job, and they deserve more subscribers, more followers, and please, everyone, just like and subscribe because these two lads are one hell of a nice lads. So
Yeah,
I can't
appreciate
support
that.
them enough.
You know,
And-
it's crazy because Parker and I have been on YouTube maybe for not even a month, Parker. A month maybe tops.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
But I mean, I've reached out to a lot of people. I'm a fan of a lot of channels. You know, there's some BS going on right now with some channels and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't want to no part of it. Here at Mile High Hotspur, we just want to put out content. Honestly, we just want to have conversations with people like you. We want to discuss the games. We want to look forward. We're not really into everything that's been playing out or will play out. We're just gonna let the course make its run its course. And so we're growing, man. Like I told Parker a couple weeks ago, hang on, man, because man, we're such a fresh channel, and the fact that I'm able to talk to you guys, content creators like yourself, like the Irish Hotspur, like Jack Kanicki, like Sean over there at Talk Spurs, like Ellie, like Jacob himself from United Spurs of America. It's so nice to be able to be a part of this community, and Parker and I definitely appreciate all the love and support you guys give to us. And it's possible because of people like you, Dermot, and people like Ellie, and people like United Spurs of America, and Tottenham. We are Tottenham TV, and just different channels like that. Brian Daigle, we're huge fans of Brian Daigle, so yeah, we're growing, and we appreciate people coming on. We jump at the chance to be on people's shows, and we jump at the chance to have you people come onto our shows because the sky's the limit, and it's all for one cause, and that's because we all love Tottenham Hotspur.
I tell you one thing, doing YouTube, I love making content, and I love talking about my club. That's all I want to talk about is my club.
Yeah,
I just love talking to Tottenham. Listen, lads, we'll definitely come on next week. We're doing a show for the season coming up, so I'll invite you to. You're more than welcome to pair you. We'll work on the time to get you on, so it's not too early for you.
Sounds great.
And anytime you want to come on Tottenham THFC till I die, you're always welcome.
Awesome.
Right on.
Thank you so much, man.
Big up.
I have a fresh take, man. I think that losing against Roma might have been a good thing. Just bear with me. Because I think after that loss, we're really going to say, okay, we really do need a midfielder. We need somebody else in here. If we would have won that game and not, maybe that wouldn't have gave us a red flag, or like maybe it wouldn't have gave us kind of that urgency to say we need to get somebody in right now before we start losing games left and right. So maybe it was a good thing that we lost. It'll give Conte and Levy a reason to be like, okay, maybe we're not perfect. Maybe we're not where we need to be yet. And anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick before you get out of here. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just want to say something that he brought up there about Bill Nick. Bill Nicholson was part of our 51 side. We won the league second division in 49-50, and then we won the league then in 50-51. Bill Nick then took over in 1958, and his first game, I think Ellie will kill me if I get this wrong. I think we beat Everton 10-4 in his first game.
Wow.
I think that was played at White Hart Lane.
It's probably in this book too somewhere.
Yeah, but Bill Nicholson was a player
and a coach,
an assistant manager to us, to Jimmy Anderson, who he took over from, and then he became manager. And then when Keith Burkershaw took over as manager, he brought him back as the chief scout, and he found all the players for the 80s side. So Bill
wow.
Nicholson really was a big influence on all our major successes at Tottenham, and that's why on my channel we're all trying to get a protest going to get a statue for Bill Nick and Jimmy Greaves outside the stadium, and have statues like for Steve Perriman, our second greatest ever captain.
Yeah, does he have the most appearances for us? Is that the guy that has the most appearances?
Steve Perriman's most appearances in the club.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Very, very lucky to have him on our channel. My channel twice.
Oh, really?
Lovely gentleman. Absolutely lovely. And some of the stories you can listen to him all night. Some of the stories we did the Bill Nick special, and he came on to that, and some of the stories it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I'd sign the petition to get that.
There should be a statue for Bill Nicholson. He is our greatest ever manager.
Absolutely.
And I think Conte will match him. I think Conte will match the 60 side.
Wow.
So I never
tall order there.
Well, I think he's the only manager that can do it. I don't think there's no other manager out there. I think Jose Mourinho had passed his best, past his prime. I think Conte is the only manager. I think he's on the same level of Pep and Klopp. I really do. And I think he will do it. I think he will match the 60 side. The Steve Perriman podcast, I big up Ellie as well. Yeah, the Steve Perriman podcast. You should watch them, lads.
What's that called? I wanna check that out real quick.
It's called just Steve Perriman. If you put Steve Perriman into YouTube, you should see.
Yeah, I think it is Steve Perriman's podcast. Is what his channel's called, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it
Perfect.
is.
And
we did. If you want to watch the Bill Nick one as well, when we had him on our channel, he has some great stories about Spurs and Bill Nick, and that was just such an insightful show about Bill Nicholson. I mean, I think I'll tell you a quick story. Sorry, lads, if I'm boring you.
Not at all. Not at all.
I think it was Pat Jennings winning for a pay rise, and he heard. I think it was Ali Gilzine was on £5 more than him, so he went in and said, "Right, boss," he says, "I'm on £30. I want £35." Now, £35 a week in them days was a lot of money.
Yeah,
and he actually came out with the same money he came in with. I mean, Bill Nick was so tight with the club's money. He'd think it was his own. But he made us the biggest club in Europe. And he went out and bought Jimmy Greaves for £1 short of £100,000 back in '62.
That's right.
I mean, Bill Nicholson, there should be a statue. There should be a stand named after him. The whole stadium should be called the Bill Nicholson Stadium. Personally,
I would be okay with that. Yeah. I think we're waiting for a sponsor, but yeah, that would be awesome to have that name.
We've been waiting for a sponsor for about 3 years. To be fair, I don't know what your guys' thoughts on Levy are. Are you happy with Levy, or do you want him gone? Or I don't know what your guys. I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts on that are.
I used to not like him, but I think this year he kind of, I think you said put his money where his mouth is. And I think he's finally taking a step back and letting Conte and Paratici do his job. So I'm happy with him presently.
Yeah.
What do you think, Leo?
I mean, for me, man, Enoch and Livy is all I know. You know, as far as being a Spurs fan, the whole time I've been a Spurs fan, it's been Enoch and Levy. I know for sure my opinions on him in the past, you know, were like, wow. I've often compared him to Mr. Burns off The Simpsons, you know, like just real. I just get that vibe from him. But yeah, I think you guys hit on that on your show the other day. Like, this is his. If this goes wrong, if this project is Antonio Conte, if he walks, or if something goes awry, this is it. He's gone.
Yeah,
you know, he's gone. And so it's crazy for me because I don't know anything but Levy and Enoch. So let's just say, and this again, hypothetical situation. Let's say some Saudi Arabian team comes and buys the club and injects all this money. You know, I mean, how does that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that feeling. So that's something that, you know, I probably wouldn't like. That's something that I might like, you know, hypothetically, who knows? But Levy's what I know. And I just know that, like, his track record to date has not been the best. But if this goes wrong, I agree with what you guys said. If this goes wrong, then I think I'm gonna have to join Brian Daigle and go protest outside there.
I mean, for last summer, I had so many rants on the channel about Levy. I wanted him out of the club, and
Yeah.
I think I took a break then from YouTube, and when I took my bit of a break, I actually thought about why was I ranting about a chairman that we can do all the protests we want, but it won't make a blind bit. It does make a difference. I think that the protest at Man United game was the biggest turning point in our club than a lot of people will give it credit for. It got rid of Nuno, it got us in Conte, and it made Levy realise, okay, I need to do something here. So this summer I've went in with the attitude of, right, prove me wrong, and I think he has done. I think personally, I'll tell it how I see it. I think Levy's done what he said he was going to do. He's backed Conte. Paratici, I think, has spent the money wisely. We've still got more money to spend.
We do.
It's been a brilliant window, and I agree with a few other people when they say we just need the extra mile to make it a really successful window.
Yeah.
Like a centre back, or like a Cam. But we've still got another month left of the window. So, you know, will we get them in like we normally do on the last day of the window? Probably. But
That's a possibility still, yeah.
I've never known us in years to get 6 players in before pre-season.
No.
So,
yeah.
And I think he's just looking after that. I think he's realised he's had to step back from the footballer side, as you said, Parker. He's had to step back from the footballing side, leave it to Paratici and Conte, and it's worked. And I think we're in. I think we're in for a brilliant season this season, and we're in for one hell of a ride. We really are. And I agree with George. Sometimes it's better than the devil, you know. And I agree with him. I think it's a great comment. Spot on, George, and big up George. And he made it. That's a smart comment. It's better than devil. We could get the Saudis in, but would you be happy if you got a Saudi Arabia prince in, knowing what happens in Saudi Arabia and all that
for sure
confuffle that happened when they took over at Newcastle? Would you be happy? Yeah, great. We've got all the money in the world. We can buy players who we want.
But it's the unknown. You don't know if they're going to hold out on buying people. You know.
Yeah. So. I think from what I see, for me personally, I've seen the club go to the brink of extinction to Sugar doing what he did in his 10 years and then selling it to Enoch. Yeah, not everything Enoch and Levy have done has been right. I don't think they've made mistakes, and yes, we were right as fans to protest. We went 3 windows without banning the player. We didn't back Poch, which we should have backed Poch before the Champions League final. So yeah, there's a lot of mistakes he's made. There's a lot of things as fans we have a right to do. Not all the fans protested. Not all the fans did what they were supposed to do. But as fans, we should just support one team, and that's Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
We need to all get on the train. We need to all forget about the Levy out or Levy in or Levy in the middle. Let's all get together and back this team.
Yeah,
because if we do back this team will go places. And as much as I have my own views on the chairman, he hasn't done anything. He's proved me wrong this summer, and I just think, right, let's get on with it. Let's back the team. because we need to back the team because we're going to be successful. We've been in the wilderness for too long. We've been in the dark tunnel. We're now coming out the tunnel. We're in the sunlight, and let's go and enjoy it because this season can be one hell of a season, lads.
It is going to be. You're right.
That was absolutely spot on, Dermot. Absolutely spot on, my man. Well, look, guys, we're coming to the end. Parker, I don't know what you got going, but I got to wrap things up, you guys. But hey, Dermot, real quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Top six. Who do you think is going to be in that top six?
Right. I think, to be honest with you, I can't see anybody else winning the league by Man City.
Yep.
I just can't. As much as I love it to be us, I think we'll finish second with a cup double. Add that in there. I think Liverpool will finish third. I think Man United for me can be dark horses. Will finish fourth.
Yeah.
And I think in between Chelsea and Arsenal to finish fifth and sixth.
Yeah.
I just want Arsenal to go into the Conference League. I think I would love that.
I think Chelsea's going to struggle this year.
I do.
And Liverpool as well.
Mm.
I just have that feeling. I fancy us to be second place as well.
Mm.
I think that if we don't get anybody else, that we could even get fourth. I think if we get a center back and a center attacking mid, then second. We need something else. If we don't get anything else, then if we have the squad now and we don't improve it, then I think we're getting fourth.
Yeah. Top three is minimum. Top three is minimum this season. The build on last season, top three is minimum.
Yeah, we have to.
I agree with you, Leo. I think Chelsea are going to struggle like hell. I think personally myself, I know you said do your top six, and I was struggling actually who, apart from the top three, who the rest will be.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea can finish mid-table.
Yeah.
I think
I cannot see I can't see Chelsea doing anything bad. And Arsenal, I think Arsenal are going to struggle badly this season.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, I hope so.
I just think we need to do better than last season. I think we have to improve, or Conte is going to be out. So if we can get third and win any sort of cup, that'll secure Harry Kane as well on our team, and would also secure Conte as a manager. We just need to improve from last year and just keep improving, and that'll keep him at the club longer for another year.
I
see what
will
we can
tell
do next
you now,
season.
Parker, Kane won't go anywhere. Kane will be at the club till the end of his career.
Oh, I hope you're right.
So too. No, I think so too.
I think if he was going to go anywhere, it would have been last summer. If he was going to go to Man City, but I as long as and a friend said to me that Tottenham will win a trophy next season, but they're the massive underdogs for it. So there's only one thing I think we can be, either the Champions League or the league.
I think we have to win, or Kane's going to start looking at Bayern Munich. So have to win a trophy this year.
I don't believe
he's not going to leave England. He won't leave England.
I don't believe the Bayern Munich stories. I think what's he now? Harry Kane will never leave Tottenham. He won't leave because he'll break he wants to become the club's top goal scorer. All-time top goal, break Jimmy Greaves' record, and some will stay. And as long as Conte's there, Kane will stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so.
And then also too, I spaced out what I was going to say, but yeah, I really think that it's going to be a tough fight between third and let's say even eighth place. So it's up for grabs.
Newcastle, I'm kind of worried about Newcastle too, even though they haven't really made the summer They haven't really made the summer signings that I thought they were going to be making yet, but there's still a month left, so I don't know. They started to look good towards the end of the season. I know it's just a shot in the dark, but
I think
they could be doing well.
Newcastle probably top six. I could see Newcastle going for the top 6. So.
Yeah.
But as long as Chelsea and Arsenal don't do good, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said a cup double. Was that FA Cup, League Cup?
Yeah, FA Cup, League Cup.
I got a question for you, Dermot. I've asked a couple of people this before. Would you much rather Tottenham go into a deep run in the Champions League and let's say maybe get our hearts broken in the semis, or get knocked out of the group stage and hopefully win the Europa League?
Oh. That's a good question. I have to go for the Champions League. Go deep in the Champions League.
See if we could win that Champions League.
I just remember that night we reached the final, and it was like walking around in disbelief that my club are in the Champions League final.
What a night! What a night!
Yeah. We were in the chat, and it took me a few days to actually get my head around it that we were actually in the Champions League final.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I was like, this is a once in a lifetime chance.
Yeah. You watch the Champions League final every year and you're thinking, I would love to see my club in it. And the referee that night was bought as well. The penalty, that should never have been a penalty.
Yeah. Cucurella, is he playing on the left side or the right side, Dermot? Cucurella. Is he left side, isn't he?
Left.
I think he is left side, yeah.
Yeah.
He's on the City, I think, right?
Well,
he put in his transfer request just recently to Brighton because he wants out.
I still want Lampy. I would love us to buy Lampy. I think Lampy would be great down that right side.
Yeah, I don't think we need another left wing back.
You take Lampy over Spence. Are you excited about Spence?
I am. I somebody said it on our channel tonight. Simon, he said he could be the next Kyle Walker. And I actually do agree with that. I watched him a lot last season in the Championship, and he is somebody very special. He once Conte should just let him go, because that lad, once he gets going, he will fly.
Yeah.
And I think we've got the next Kyle Walker on our hands.
Yeah.
So
I hope so.
I think Doherty, for me, I think he'll start with Emerson next Saturday. But Doherty's injured, so he may come back into it. But one of them will have to go, Emerson or Doherty, and I think it'd be Emerson. That will get more money for Emerson. But I would love to see Lampy and Spence as the two right wing backs at the club. I really would, personally, for me.
Yeah. And
getting Basuma as well is just that's brilliant. I think the business we've done this summer has been brilliant.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
Yeah. I could sit here and talk forever, dudes, honestly. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning here, so I need to go.
Yeah. Dermot, my man,
Dermot.
again, we appreciate you, my man. We extend the invitation always.
Yeah. And same to you two, lads. I've really enjoyed coming on, and definitely you two need to come onto the channel, and we'll have a good talk about Spurs.
We'd love to, so let us know.
For sure. Well, on behalf of myself and Parker Coys, we are the Mile High Hotspur. Parker, we do 2 podcasts a week. We're two lads that love talking about Spurs. And what was the other one?
Too good to miss.
And too good to miss. Hey, Dermot, get some sleep, brother. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yeah, talk to you soon. Take care and God bless, and come on, Spurs.
George, thank you for staying in the chat. Ali, we'll talk to you later. Coys, you guys.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah. Good night. Right, and I'm going good night and take care.